So once again, an absolutely brutal week for SoFi. Here's how I'm planning to play it, especially for the next couple months. And if you drop a comment down below, you're going to also get my pin risk ebook. This is great for those of you that are new option sellers that don't get even the number one biggest risk as an option seller, and that's something called the pin risk. If you want that ebook, just drop a comment down below. I'll send that over to you. While you're down there, hit that like button, that subscribe button. Of course, I hope you guys are having an absolutely blessed day. Oh my gosh, what an absolutely rough week again for SoFi. This is honestly kind of scary at this point on how far much lower we can go. I thought, we had a nice little reversal earlier in the week on SoFi. I think we closed up a little over 3% one of the days, but then unfortunately on Friday, we had another absolutely massive sell-off, now closing under $18, okay? So on my Yahoo Finance indicator here, I do have a couple indicators, just those of you that don't know what you're looking at right here. So I have my Bollinger Bands right here. I have my RSI right here, and then I have a couple moving averages. On ArkPix, I just have that all kind of laid out right here. So current price at close is $17.76. That's wild to even say. We're trading towards the lower Bollinger Band. Our 50-day moving average of 23.99, our 200-day moving average of 23.40, our 300-day moving average of 20.20, and obviously we are trading well below that. And then the RSI basically tells you how overbought or oversold a company is, 50 being kind of that midpoint area. Anything that drops below that 30 range, I flag as oversold setups. Usually that's where I like to sell something called a cash secured put. And if it's over 70, I like to usually get into selling my covered calls at that point because they're overbought. And the reason that I do that, if we just look historically, obviously there's no guarantees as we have seen here. We usually bounce around these Bollinger Band areas, right? We kind of go towards the top, we see a retraction, we hit the bottom, we kind of go up and kind of bounce around between them. But we'll take a look at this, right? Really, since the last SoFi earnings, we have been plummeting down here. And if it really just continue to fall, a lot of the biggest questions that people have been asking me is like, how much lower can this go? Are you going to continue to sell cash secured puts? Are you doing your covered calls? What should we do if we've been assigned? Some of those terms you may know, some of those terms you may not. So my personal plan with SoFi is, yes, I have taken a bunch of assignments already. I've taken assignments where I cannot do my covered call. So if you don't know what an assignment means, it basically means I went out to the market. I said, hey, I'm willing to buy 100 shares of SoFi on a certain date, on a certain time, and I collected upfront income. I collected upfront premium for that, okay? But I was assigned at like 21.50. I have some 25s. I have some 21s, right? So SoFi is currently trading at 70.76, so I have assignment. Let me know in the comments if you also are assigned higher than what the current SoFi is currently trading for. Now, what are the strategies there? Now, of course, I can continue to sell puts on the way down, effectively lowering my cost basis. That's one of the plans I'm going to continue to deploy, right? So I'll be doing like 17s, I'll be doing 16s, and I kind of go every strike down within reason, okay? So right now, I need to see with SoFi, where do we kind of land again, okay? Because I already have some 17 puts that I'm going to be managing here, and I thought I was going to be able to close those out when we were starting getting back above 19 earlier in this week, and I was like, okay, nice, we're seeing a rally, but it's also not helpful. We have so many issues that are happening with geopolitical risks, and obviously we're just getting out of earnings. There's a lot AI. There's so much noise and external factors that obviously go into elevating the volatility of the market. So brace yourselves, okay? This week, it's going to be scary. There's no question in my mind. This is going to be an extremely scary week on Wall Street. But us as option sellers, this is where we get to unload some of that dry powder on stocks that we love, on stocks that we believe in long term. SoFi is that for me. I do believe, even with all my assignments that I'm taking, and maybe you are as well if you click this video, that we will reap the rewards of that. It might not be as quickly as we want. I mean, who the hell knows? Because look at this. I mean, SoFi can move 10% in one day. With that said, how much lower can we go? So 17 was a big support level that I was watching here, okay? That is a big one. Below that, I'm really then looking at like the 14 levels. So we'll see. I never expected to even utter those words. I did not think that we're going to be seeing SoFi below that 15 level, honestly below the 18 level. So we're going to see what happens. So my plan right now is I'm not really selling my covered call. So if you don't know what a covered call is, basically if you own 100 shares of a company, you can kind of collect rent on them, okay? I like to explain it collecting rent. But you'll see here in just a moment when I look on the options chain, I'm not able to even do it. I'm not even able to, well, I can if I go out further enough, but I'm not able to even sell my covered calls right now on SoFi because the stock price is so further below than what my assignment is. And I'm okay saying that. I'm okay admitting that. That happens. That is the biggest risk. We always say, what's the biggest risk of running this strategy, the Ark Options Strategy? Well, that's one of the biggest ones. And I actually stay with me because I'm actually going to be implementing a new item into the full Ark Options Strategy here to protect myself. And it's something that I should have been doing, and I occasionally will do on very volatile stocks that I want to essentially purchase protection if in case a trade really goes sideways against me. I usually stick to really high quality names, dividend payers, dividend kings, or the likes of that, ETFs, stuff where I'm already diversified. I collect less premium, but then I do like to go into like SoFi where the premiums are like ridiculous. Okay. So right here on the option chain, if I did sell a call, this is me saying I'm willing to sell my 100 shares and then I get to select that date. I'm doing a lot of longer dated stuff right now with SoFi. I'm not doing my normal weekly covered strangle where I'm selling a cash secured put and a covered call on the same day. I'm not doing that with SoFi anymore. It's way too volatile. I need to see us show some life again, okay? And it's sad because everything fundamentally for me with SoFi has just been enforced and it's been better and I love it, right? We've got obviously great earnings, great guidance, great users, growing. Everything is so good fundamentally with the company. So for me, it's like, are we just going to be struggling until next earnings? Are we not? I don't know. I wish I knew the answer. But even if I went now 32 days, just did a monthly here on SoFi, and then I did my calls here, I don't have that many options, like pun intended, and I like don't want to do like a 21, right? Like let's say I'm assigned at 21, right? I would only collect here, 30, and let's just call it $40 of premium. And even if I go to my covered call calculator, all my calculators are free, guys. You can attend the Ark Options Strategy Workshop. It'll be the first link in the description of today's video. At the end of that, you get my premium calculator. Hey, look, one of you is in here. Anonymous Camel is in here. You can grab all my, my calculators as well as this trade log template. I give it away at the end. But let's say I'm collecting $40 of premium on that covered call, right? So $40 of premium on the covered call. My strike of the option is 21, but my purchase strike price is 21. Like that is a total premium chasing play. Now, of course, with the premium chaser, but still, I don't want to let go of my shares of SoFi, even the ones I got at 21, just for the sake of putting them to work. Like I just don't want to do that. I would rather collect less premium. So even if I had to just do 22s, right? If I look at the 22s where I would collect $26 of premium, let's just say I'd collect $26, but at least now if I sell them, I'm going to at least get some sort of appreciation. I'm collecting less premium up front, only about a little over 1% in a monthly time frame, but if I sell them, at least I'm capturing some of that appreciation profit as well. But am I doing that? Not really. I'm kind of just sitting on my hands waiting to see what happens with SoFi, and I've accumulated a decent amount of shares. Now, unfortunately, the costs vary. They're from like 21 all the way to 25 where I have assignments on SoFi. That's normal. That's the big risk. And this is why you don't want to spread yourself too thin on stocks when you're running the wheel strategy. I always go back. When you're running it, diversify. Okay, if you don't know how to diversify, run like literally a weekly spy wheel or something, right? Because at least then you're diversified. This little SoFi is supposed to be a fun position. It's supposed to be a more speculative play. And I've always said, how do you know if it's a speculative play? You just literally look at what your return on collateral is going to be. That's going to be your ultimate indicator of how much risk you are actually taking on as an option seller. If you're consistently getting 4 or 5% a month or a week on a cash secured put or even on a covered call, understand it's been nice. I'm not going to lie to you. It has been hella fun, right? When we were selling puts and calls, across the past year with SoFi, right? And we always were like, oh, I hope it never ends, of course. But we always knew in the back of our heads that eventually that's going to come back to get you, right? Collecting that 4 or 5% a month, you're in high risk territory, right? This is part of the game now, right? And look at it. That's happening to me. I'm now taking assignment on these positions, but it's okay because I take my deep breaths and I understand that, hey, SoFi had its time, and I do believe, literally from the bottom of my heart, that its time will come again. And if I'm just patient, which is the hardest thing to do as an option seller, if I am just patient, I sit on my hands and I wait, even though I'm maybe not putting my shares to work right away like I like to. When I get assigned, I want to get those covered calls going right away. I know that eventually, as I have my conviction, I think SoFi will hit all-time highs again. I think I'm going to easily be able to do covered calls at 26 and 30 again. I genuinely do believe that because the fundamentals of the company are still so incredible. You can dive into obviously their financials here if you want to, but you can also dive into, which I think is the more important, looking at what their past earnings report, not even earnings, but just their guidance. Look at what the company is actually doing, and you should be doing that on your core watch list, right? And this is why when I look at puts at stocks that I'm going to be selling my my puts and calls on, like it doesn't always have to be stuff that's super oversold on RSI. I care more about, am I diversified still, right? It was since the start of this channel, I've preached many times about like the boring stuff, but nobody wants to watch those videos. That's the reality. Nobody cares when I'm talking about selling puts on J&J or Procter & Gamble. Literally no one cares because it's not exciting. You're not getting these insane return on collaterals here. Like look at this one on Fiverr, one of my absolute favorites. But again, another stock that I want to sell puts on, but I need to wait to see what's going to happen here, right? Same with SoFi. I absolutely love it, but think about it. 4.75% return on collateral on a 30 DTE, even a 28 delta. That's why delta is such BS. It's a lie. If you're selling puts purely based on what your delta looks like, is your probability, that's absolutely bonkers. This number right here, how much money you're actually making, because everything is priced into these markets already, but nobody cares about it because when I show you like what puts you're going to be getting on freaking McDonald's, on the 29 delta 34 DTE, nobody cares about getting a 1% return on these really boring companies, so you kind of have to pick your battles here. The point of the Ark Options strategy, the wheel strategy, is for it to be patient. And one of the things that I'm going to be adding, and stay tuned for this, we are adding our protective puts into the mix. I don't really use them often because again, most of the time I'm selling puts on these boring ones, even though lately it's kind of been freaking impossible because like all of my favorites have been just super oversold here. But the protective put is going to be a fantastic addition to the full Ark Option strategy layout because now, dare I say it, we're going to be buying some puts, both sometimes on our covered calls, but more importantly, when we're selling puts to really protect our downside risk a little bit more. And we see that with these very volatile stocks that we're seeing, like with the SoFis, with the Fivers, right? Where we can get ourselves a little bit of cushion, give a little bit of that premium back, right? Give a little bit of that premium back that we're collecting, right? And buying an actual put. So there will be more trainings on that coming to the channel. Stay tuned for that. The entire layout of the Ark Option strategy will be changed to include that as an optional choice, but I think that's going to help a lot of you get your downside, protect your downside a little bit. So for example, with this SoFi play, like if I just look at this, the trade idea here on arkpicks.com, I'm doing the 16s here. I'm collecting 4.75%. I'm collecting $76 of premium. Well, even if I give back, 50% of this, if I give back, let's just say $30 of this to buy a put, right, at like 14 or 13 to protect my downside a little bit, at least I'm protected, especially if a trade really goes sideways for you. And again, it's more so geared towards the stocks that are extremely volatile. Even with SoFi, I don't mind the assignment so much, so it's hard for me to say would I do it. But of course, in hindsight, it's 2020. Of course, I would have wanted to do it. I'm not perfect. I'm by no means an expert in this. I'm just showing what I love to do on a weekly or monthly basis with this strategy, guys. So if you want my calculators, you want my full trade log template, you want 90 minutes of great education on this full Ark Option strategy, click the first link in the description of today's video. At the end of it, I give you all of these free resources, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.